Welcome to another episode of Todd's Backyard Barbecue. Today we're making Todd's Tasty Pulled Pork. Again, super easy recipe. All you're going to need is some of your favorite rub, some limes to make some lime juice you're going to mix in your rub, and a nice bone-in or boneless pork shoulder. This one's about 7.5 pounds, but anything 5 to 7 or 8 pounds will do. And you can have your butcher go ahead and tie it up so it stays nice and together. I love this Carlito's Rojita Yucatan rub. A good friend of mine gave me some as a gift once, and we tried it and it made some of the best pulled pork ever. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. I've just got a half cup of rub I'm going to pour in here, and I'm going to make some lime juice, just enough until it develops a nice paste. Here we are at the hasty-bake fiesta. I've got the charcoal going. I like the B&B oak charcoal. I've got it about 250 degrees in the chamber. I've got my tap Q running. It's actually 266. And now I'm ready to put the meat on. So I'm just going to put the meat probe in. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to use just one nice chunk of apple wood that came from Lakemont, Georgia. And if you've watched any of my other episodes, you know I don't like to soak my wood. I think it actually comes out better if you don't do it. So here we go. I'm just going to put the probe in the thickest part of the meat, like so. Put it on a hasty bake. I've got the heat deflector on. I've got a foil pan in there with some water that helps control the temperature. I'm just going to go ahead and set this on the grate, like so. I'm going to throw in my chunk of wood. Close it, it's good to go. It's about 12 p.m. Should be ready around 6 or 7. I'm going to come back every hour and a half and check in on it. It's been in about an hour and a half, and I'm just going to add a couple big chunks of charcoal and another chunk of apple wood. Starting to look really nice. Check back in another hour and a half. Pork shoulder's been on here about 7.5 hours, and we've got an internal temperature of 195 degrees. So at this point we're going to go ahead and pull it off, and we're going to let it rest on the cutting board for about 20 or 30 minutes. So it'll cook another 5 or 10 degrees inside, be right around 200 when we're ready to pull it. The pulled pork's been resting for a little bit here, just tinted with some foil. Go ahead and take that off. I've got my claws. You can use just a couple forks or anything else that would tear well. And what you do is you just start pulling the meat. Great. Now that I've got it nicely pulled and shredded a little bit, ready to serve. So I've got some tonight. We're gonna do some nice brioche style buns that I'm gonna toast. Put a little bit of pulled pork on there, and then you can choose. If you like a little sweeter barbecue sauce, go with the sugar base. For pork, I particularly like that vinegar bite. And tonight I'm going to be using this Stubbs Moppin' Sauce, vinegar and spices. It's always good if you like pickles, put a little pickle chip on there or two. And we're going to finish it off with some juicy watermelon. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Todd's Backyard Barbecue. And I hope you make some Todd's Tasty Pulled Pork. Take care.